All right, welcome back. Now, at this point, we're going to cross over to the Supreme Court because today they're sitting to give a ruling on the issue at hand regarding Parliament. Let's go to the Supreme Court.
By court, in a majority decision of 5-2, Lovelace Johnson JSC and Amadou Tanko JSC dissenting on the issue of jurisdiction, the plaintiff's action succeeds. The full reasons and orders of the court shall be filed with the registrar by close of day tomorrow, 13th November 2024. This is the judgment of the court.
Most grateful.
All rise. What didn't you understand?
All right, so that was the ruling from the Supreme Court. Now we're going to speak with our court correspondent who has been bringing us updates from the Supreme Court the last couple of times that we've been to the Supreme Court, Jude Mensah Duncan, and he's joining us on the line right now. Jude. Hello, Jude. All right, so we will try and raise Jude on the line shortly to bring us some better perspective as to what the ruling actually was and where do we go from here shortly after this break.
Tell me, is this thing on now? I've been working long like a marathon now. Tying up boys, making them a ball now. I need a loan now. I got a message with it, put it in a song now. I'll see you later, all the haters got it wrong now.
ChannelOne, where power meets elegance. Call us on 0501 772222 or 0501 773333.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva Pop too, and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
In the heart of our communities, change is not just a dream, it's a promise.
I don't have to worry about rising costs and taxes. Dr. Baumia's flat rate tax system is a breath of fresh air. It means I can keep more of what I earn and invest back into my business.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime, but what matters most is to feel secured. Dr. Baumia's initiative for the elderly is to make sure we are not forgotten. He's giving us the exact care that we deserve.
With digital skills training, I am no longer worried about the future. Dr. Baumia empowers us to thrive in a digital world, making us ready for tomorrow's jobs.
Job opportunities are crucial for my generation. Dr. Baumia is committing to creating job opportunities and entrepreneurship. With his vision, we can build our dreams.
Together, we can transform our nation. Dr. Baumia's plan arranges policies. They are pathway for prosperity for every Ghanaian.
It's time for leadership that listens and acts. A vision for all of us, where every voice matters and every dream is possible. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Esuro, vote number 1 on the ballot.
Step into a world where words take on life, where verse becomes spirit. Join us on Saturday, 16th November 2024 at the National Theatre of Ghana for the Matrix Verse Experience, Roots and Blossoms. An evening of poetic immersion led by the poetess Apioko and Kwampa, celebrating heritage, examining Ghana's social issues, interrogating trauma, and discovering hope. Through verse and the spirit of art, poetry, music, painting, photography, food art, plant art, and performance, we will connect with our roots and let new possibilities blossom. Dress for poetic ancestry and join us in honoring the power of heritage and beauty of human resilience. For ticket reservations and enquiries, call 027-143-0082. The Matrix Verse Experience 2024 is powered by the Breathing Arts Studio and Lioness Communications in partnership with UNESCO and the National Theatre of Ghana. Media partners, ChannelOne TV and 97.3 CDFM. Partners, Ahaspora, Beyond the Return, the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement, Colorcast, Oxfam, the Aguma Tea Company, and Purple Leaf Soap House.
Oh, Ajia.
Abba.
My sister, no watch it today. Where is Ajia?
Hospital. They tested her and found out she has malaria.
Again?
Yes. The mosquitoes are too many in this area.
Why? Don't you people sleep under insecticide-treated nets?
I don't do. Because I don't feel comfortable sleeping under it. Even the one I had, I gave it to my parents.
Abba. The treated net really works, especially when you sleep under it every night and throughout the night. When you get it at fresh, dry it under the shade for at least 2 or more days.
Like under the tree?
Yes. Or any shady place that does not have direct contact with the sun. At night, ensure you tuck it in well under your mattress or mat. Leave no room for mosquitoes to enter. During the day, tie or roll it nicely to prevent damage.
I see.
When the treated net gets dirty, wash it gently with mild bar soap and hang it under the shade to dry. It can be washed 20 times and can last 3 years.
Wow.
So at every small hole you find in it.
This is good news.
That's it. Follow the above process of caring for insecticide-treated net and sleep under it to prevent malaria. The heat is mostly from your room. Either air doesn't come in or your windows are too small or closed. Allow enough air into your room to reduce the heat.
Hey, Ajia.
Customer.
I am so glad you're back. How are you feeling now?
I have suffered. What malaria did to me, we should all do our best to prevent it for our own good life. Now, I sleep under the new insecticide-treated net I have. It is strong, it does not tear easily, and it works the same way.
It's true. As for we the pregnant women, the new treated net is given to us for free at the health centers.
Let's all come on board Good Life to eliminate malaria now.
Good Life, live it well. It's an everyday thing. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service and partners with support from USAID and the US President's Malaria Initiative.
In the realm of national discourse, where every question demands an answer, one show stands out: Face to Face. Face to Face cuts through the noise and goes straight to the heart of the matter as your host confronts personalities in politics, governance, society, and business on the topical issues facing the country.
If you said to me that you made $1 million out of scraps in the United Kingdom at age 19, that will raise eyebrows, and I ought to ask you how you made it.
Umaru, first of all, if anybody wants to find out how I acquired my wealth before even 21, it's on the internet. You know, I have built hotels. I've done all of that. It's all there. It's bringing me income. It's yielding. I'm creating employment.
You introduced free SHS in 2017, and for 7 years, you are still having the same problem.
No,
it means you have
that's
not
false.
So that's very accurate.
No, that's
schools
false.
still have challenges with boarding house, dining hall,
Maru,
classrooms.
I like context.
Yes.
I like debate, but I like factual debate.
Yes.
It's false. And I'll tell you what. Dr. Bawumia has humbly acknowledged what our challenges or our shortfalls have been as a government. He has outlined what the successes have also been, and he is giving cogent, clear vision points for each of the sectors.
It's the worst, government we've ever had to combat corruption.
Join Umaru Sanda Amadou every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Face to Face as he explores the issues that shape our nation. Only on Channel One TV.
Hello, good morning, and thank you for joining us. This is Channel One TV. We're coming to you live from our studio here at number 5, Oula Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. My name is Nana Tufo Boati, and I'd like to welcome you to this special show, which is designed, of course, to bring you up to speed regarding the Supreme Court's verdict on the matter of vacant seats in Parliament. In studio with me this morning is my colleague Fred Tete Jamano. Good morning, Fred, and thank you for coming.
Good morning.
Yes, soon we'll be joining my colleague Jude Mensah Duncan, who is at the Supreme Court. Now, the court has sat this morning and delivered its verdict, which verdict, of course, overturns or is a ruling against the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin's decision to vacate 4 seats in Parliament. Now, a 7-member panel led by the Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu ruled in a 5-2 majority favoring Alexander Apenyo, marking the majority leader's position. Now, the Chief Justice announced that the court would provide a detailed explanation to its ruling at a later date. And so, on the matter of the vacation of 4 seats in Parliament, as was directed or ordered by the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, declaring that the members of Parliament for Agona West, Amenfi Central, Suhum, and Fomena had vacated their seats by virtue of their decision to either contest as independent candidates or, in the case of Fomena, Andrew Esiama, contest on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party, had vacated their seats. This morning, the Supreme Court is telling us that the case as brought by Alexander Afenyo-Markin stands or holds, and so that ruling by the Speaker has been overturned by the court. We await the said date. The court will give its, the explanation to its ruling. But quickly, let me come to you, Fred. A 5-2 majority that says that the motion or the application by the applicant succeeds. Basically, what is the understanding of this?
Okay, so Nana, what it means is that what the interpretation given by the plaintiff as to what Article 97 G, H, and I means had succeeded. The plaintiffs were of the view that the Article 97 G, H, and I of the Constitution basically meant that you could not have an action, or the actions taken by the members of Parliament could not be attributed to this particular Parliament as it sits now. So their decision to run as independent, their decision to run as parliamentary candidate on behalf of another party, it's a future decision, a future action, not an action which would affect the sitting of Parliament, this current Parliament. So that's been the reading and understanding of the 97 G, H, and I by Mr. Alex Afenyo-Markin and his lawyers. And today the court tells us that that succeeds. As to the reasoning behind that's why it succeeds, we are yet to know. Yeah. The court says that it would deliver or would give out or releases full judgment in the course of the day, in the course of the day when it's ready, at a later date. But you see, Nana, I have a challenge with this decision taken by the court.
Right.
Not.
Fred, I'll come to you for that. But Jude Mensah-Duncan is joining us now via telephone from the court. Hello, Jude. Thank you so much for your time. You were in court. Exactly how did the Chief Justice put this ruling?
So, Nana, before there was a very short judgment from the Supreme Court today. Her leadership, the Chief Justice, Getri Tokobu, and appeared in court together with other justices. And in less than about 2 minutes, she was done with the ruling. And her exact point was that the plaintiff succeeds. And she goes on to state that it was a 5-2 decision with Justices Avro, Lovelace, Johnson, and Justice Ibrahim Tanko, and the two defendants. She also went on to mention that a full judgment would be given later. So that is what has transpired in court. And Nana, as we speak to you right now, lead counsel for the plaintiff, Honorable Joe Bassey, MP for Esikado, Kisan, is currently speaking, and he is expressing his satisfaction with the judgment from the court today. Earlier, the majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, also spoke to the press, and he described this as a win for the country's democracy. According to him, the matter ought to be decided, but should be seen in its pure legal lenses. And for him, this is another mark of the country's democracy. He was asked the question on what the majority caucus intends to do with the judgment from the Supreme Court. And it was clear that Parliament will be recalled. And behind him, some MPs from the MPP side were also shouting and saying that in the Speaker refuses to acknowledge them, they were going to fight him for content. So basically, that's what has transpired. Early on, the Attorney General, who is party to this case, addressed the media and was making the point that he was satisfied that this matter has come to a conclusive end and called on all parties to abide by the judgment from the court, especially the Speaker of Parliament. And one question was asked about what the position of the MP would be should the Speaker of Parliament not go ahead with the judgment. It was clear that they revised their notes and go ahead with the next line of action, which is found to see for content. So this has been what has transpired in court, a very short court judgment. Essentially what it meant is that the plaintiff in this case, who is Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who brought the matter before the court on the constitutionality of the Speaker's order of 4 vacated seats. namely Cynthia Mamule Morrison for Agbona West, John Kwache of Supreme. We also have Andrew Esiamu Amwapa of Omena, and finally you have Kojo, and finally you have Peter Kwache Aka, who is Member of Parliament for Amenfi Central. Essentially, we know the background to the story of 14 former minority leader Harry Naidusi declared that he was going to invoke Article 97, Clause G and H, which basically talks about the consequences of or when a member of Parliament should lose his seat, right? And according to him, Article 8 of the Constitution was quite clear where it talks about the fact that if a member of Parliament or if an independent candidate in Parliament switches his allegiance or joins a political party, you need to keep that out with specific reference to Omena MP Andrew Esiamu. As you all know, he came to the 8th Parliament on the ticket of an independent candidate. So the Speaker will subsequently hear the matter in court in Parliament, and on October 17th, he ordered that the 4 MPs I just mentioned to you seats were vacant based on his understanding of Article 97. So majority leader Apenye Martin decided to take the matter to court, and there were subsequent applications from the office of the Speaker of Parliament, who I must also say his counsel, sorry, for the past 2 days that this matter has been at the Supreme Court, did not show up. It's unclear why he did not show up. So this is where we've gotten to. Judgments have finally been out, and it goes in favor of Alexander Apenye Martin, who is currently now with his NPP caucus members, some of them singing their party anthem and celebrating what they describe as a very important win for the country's democracy.
Right, very well. Now, for the NPP or the majority side, did they give any indication as to when they intend to trigger processes for a recall of the House?
So that wasn't explicitly said today when Apenye Martin was speaking to the press. Now, according to him, processes are underway to report Parliament, but he didn't specifically indicate when they intend to go ahead with the recall of Parliament.
Very well, Jude. Thank you so much, and we trust that you bring us more in your subsequent report. Thank you so much. Jude Mensah Duncan there, my colleague here in the Channel One newsroom and, of course, the City newsroom, bringing us up to speed with what transpired in the Supreme Court today, where a 5-2 majority decision has affirmed the application as filed or brought to the court by Alexander Apenye Martin, the majority leader. Now, earlier, Fred, you had some concerns regarding the decision and how it was communicated.
Yes.
If you can run us through that.
So,
briefly.
as I was saying, I had some challenge with the decision given by the court, not as in the substance of the decision, but how it was given. You know, the court today has declared the Speaker's actions as unconstitutional based on their readings and understanding of the Article 97 G, H, and I of the Constitution. But you see, Nana, this is a case which had been of public interest. This is a case which had eventually brought Parliament to a standstill. This is a case which had found different legs, from a stay of execution to an application to vacate that stay of execution, to even going into the House of Parliament, where parliamentarians themselves disagreed amongst themselves as to where to sit and where not to sit, what the court was headed to, what the Speaker was supposed to do. This is a matter which everybody in this country, every concerned citizen of this country was interested in, to see the finality to it. Yes, it's brought finality by the decision or the announcement by the Chief Justice, but it leaves a lot
to be
opened.
desired. Yeah.
A lot to be desired, a lot of things opened. You see, I was expecting that, looking at the seriousness of this case, looking at how important this issue has become, the justices of the Supreme Court would have sat and read a full judgment, especially when it was a 5-2 decision, a 5-2 majority.
It wasn't a unanimous
decision. We needed to understand the reasoning of the court. We needed to know why the court believes that the understanding of Article 97 G, H, and I meant that the members of parliament or members of parliament who decide to act or take a decision which would affect the next parliament and not this parliament do not lose their seats. We needed to know the reasoning why some of them agreed with the arguments made by the Attorney General and Alex Afenyo-Markin and why the others disagreed. You understand? This goes to really give an understanding and explanation to the entire Ghanaian populace. But as we speak now, nobody knows the reasoning. Nobody understands why the court has reached this particular conclusion. All we know is that the court says the speaker's actions are unconstitutional. Yes, I know that it's part of the practice of the court to give judgment and later come up with reasoning behind its judgment. It's happened a number of times at the Supreme Court. It's not new. But you see,
but you are looking at the importance of the case.
Of this case. A case where an application is filed on the same day. The court sits here and panels sits and hears and gives a ruling on the same day. You understand? A case where another application is submitted and the court says, I want to quickly hear this case to end the crisis we find ourselves in. But you might have found a way of ending the crisis, but have you ended it fully? You haven't. You haven't ended the crisis fully, because as we speak, yes, your ruling is final, even though it can be challenged through a review.
Yes, so I was going to come to that, whether
even though
this is the end of the road.
Even though it can be challenged through a review.
There's a window for
window for a review where somebody can say, look, I disagree with this. So I want a judicial review or a review of the court's decision, your own decision. But you see, for me,
and the Supreme Court has the powers to review its own
decisions, yes. But before you even go to the review,
right, Fred, hold on for me. I understand the majority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin is talking to the media. Let's get that right away.
House, you have a responsibility to educate the public and explain issues to them, and then also I think we take this opportunity to let go what happened yesterday, the disagreement we had, because
Honorable, finally, Honorable, so finally, Order 53 of your standing orders gives you the power to trigger a recall of Parliament. When should we expect that?
We have just completed this process here. I am sure we would engage. It's time to engage. It's time to allow deeper reflection. It's time to sit together. Okay, we sit together and look at the bigger picture. I think cool heads will prevail. I'm told Mr. Speaker is out of the jurisdiction. We pray that he comes so that we sit together as a people. That is what is important.
So, Nana, Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin engaging us briefly. I've also been joined by his lead counsel for the plaintiff, Joe Gatti, Member of Parliament for Esikado Ketan, also joining us for brief thoughts about what just transpired. Counsel, I'm sure you must be very happy with the decision of the court.
Well, I think I've been in law for too long. I accept decisions as they come. If they had ruled against it, I would have accepted it. I've come to realize that in this matter of law, you must accept decisions as they come. You go to court and a judge is engaging you, questioning you. You may think that the judge doesn't like you, so to speak. But you'll be surprised that that judge will rule in your favor. Maybe he needed some clarification. Some of the judges too will heckle you, and then they will go the way you expected them to go. I don't want to comment on that, but I think that what I'm saying, people understand. If you listen to what happened yesterday and you see it today, you understand what I'm saying. But I want to talk about another matter. When this thing traveled, it reached a point that there was this dispute after whether Markin was the majority leader or the leader of the court. I think it was the most unnecessary dispute, because what happened was that even before today, the Supreme Court has stayed the status quo to the time before the Speaker's ruling. So therefore, during this period, there has been no time that Markin is not the leader of the majority. Yes, the leader of the minority is also the leader of the NPP, NDC caucus, but he's the leader of the minority. And so yesterday, Makin was the leader of the NPP caucus and the majority leader. And today also, he's the majority leader.
I think as we move on from it back to the point, it's fair enough, but to the point where the NDC were still holding themselves as majority, and when we are not heard, and when we are not heard explicitly from the speaker, when he gave the order to vacate the 4 seats, it was clear and loud. But we didn't hear him like that on who was the majority. And mind you, and he also had a press briefing where this question was posed to him, and he didn't make any such pronouncement. There have been criticisms that issues of that nature should be handled in Parliament and not at the court.
What I'll tell you, and even just now, then the decision of the Supreme Court is useless. We must wait what the Speaker will say. Because from what you are saying, it means that the decision of the Supreme Court, I keep on saying that we should not take these things personally. When I was a much younger person, I used to take these things personally. When I lose a case or I win a case, I get emotional. No, there's no emotion about that. I mean, yesterday, 1 or 2 judges were a little rude. I was just cool. I'm not faced by these things. They know what is motivating them. What motivates me is the country, Ghana. It is one country we have. NDC, MPP, you, me, our passport, Ghana card. And so we need an oasis of peace. I'm glad this is behind us. I pray that this election too is peaceful. Whoever wins, God bless the person. Whoever loses, God bless the person. We work together to make Ghana better.
I want to talk to you briefly about Sikado Keita, but still on the case. Your colleagues on the other side, counsels for the speaker, these 2 days did not show up. Thaddeus Sorry, Justice Ramsai, they were representing the speaker when this whole case started. Yesterday they didn't show up, today they didn't show up. Have any idea why they stayed out of court and what the possible implications could be?
Let me tell you let me confess about the relationship between me and Thaddeus Sorry. There was a matter involving my law firm and somebody. And I asked my wife, President of Bar, that which lawyer should we use? She said Thaddeus Sorry. So Thaddeus Sorry is our lawyer.
He's a friend.
Not just our friend, he's also a lawyer. Of all the lawyers in Ghana, my classmates, my friends, my relatives, I have cousins who are lawyers. She herself has relatives who are lawyers. She said, let's use Thaddeus Sorry. So I have so much respect for him that I won't comment on him.
Thank you. So, Nana, clearly, lead counsel for the plaintiff, Joe Gatti, expressing his satisfaction with the decision of the court. Like I was saying earlier, we know how this case has traveled from October 14, when the former minority leader made it clear that he was going to bring this matter before the Speaker of Parliament for some clarification on it. Subsequently, the majority leader, Alexander Penyo-Makin, will take this up at the Supreme Court. There will be applications from the Speaker of Parliament trying to overturn the earlier ruling by the court. That all did not work, and now we've gotten to the point where judgment has been passed on this really landmark case. The majority side will not speak on when they intend to recall Parliament. As you all know, Order 53 of the Standing Orders of Parliament gives them the right to be able to recall Parliament, gives them that opportunity to recall Parliament when it's on recess. But it is Alexander Penyo-Makin will not mention when that will be done. According to him, essentially, they are happy with the decision. And they are hoping that in the coming days, their colleagues on the other side, the NDC caucus, would abide by the decision of the court, he was urging them as well not to involve themselves in any actions that will undermine the decision of the Supreme Court.
Very well, Jude. Thank you so much, Jude Mensah Duncan. And you heard and saw him there speaking with his new best friend, Alexander Penyo-Makin, the majority leader, and of course his counsel, Joe Gatti.